solo.
And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We got a crazy one today with Dawn of the Zeds 3rd edition. It's another Patron challenge. Last time was the All-Star challenge with my top heroes. Found they're all great, not necessarily the greatest team, and had some bad rolls because, you know, it's me, and did not pull out a victory. This one is almost like my bottom heroes, not entirely, but not the most amazing team, but we do have Agee, who is one of the best heroes in the game. However, Agee is somewhat neutered with this cast of characters that she has around her. Now, this challenge came from VideoBlam, Andrew. I think he comes in as Space Meeple on YouTube. It is a very, very, very cool idea. My first Patron challenge that actually had a full narrative behind it, with a story, which I will probably butcher, but man, it's hilarious. This is a really hard challenge, though. I am not very bullish about my chances, but it is Zeds, and if there's a game that I don't mind losing when I play, Zeds is near the top of that list for sure. Alfred Wallace, woo, day off stream catching. What's up, sir? White Donkey says, woo, and Paul Delguidas says, so happy to actually have a day off coincide with a live playthrough, and it's in Farmingdale. Indeed it is. So what is this narrative? So basically, Professor Agee, man, she talks to animals because of course she does. I mean, look at her. She's amazing. And specifically, 3 animals: Horatius, our favorite primate. We have General Lee, our favorite thoroughbred. And we have Pickles, our least favorite dog. I'm sorry, dude. Pickles isn't that great? So that is our starting heroes. She was trying to protect them from the military with her own experiments and whatever, but the time has come. The Zeds have arrived. These animals in the G need to go out and save the day. So we will have to randomize our starting heroic civilian unit. Let me do that now while I'm thinking of it. I rolled a 9. I had all 9 laid over here. This is the one. It's the bottom right, so it's gonna be the checkmates, and I'm not upset about that, and that was random, and if you don't believe me, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I'm gonna shift the rest of these down, and hopefully we get some more units as we go. Now the checkmates are my favorite unit. They're I don't know if I had them as the strongest. I mean, I think they're obviously very, very strong. The chance for extra actions is very, very strong, but again, Horatius, General Lee, and Pickles, none of them can use a gun, so that's a problem. The checkmates start really weak until I get some refugees in play, so I'm going to really obviously need to get them home. We are going to need to make use of our special force security forces. Hopefully we have the level 4 regular civilians in play. We're going to try to have to combo General Lee and Horatius to get him some strong hand-to-hand fighting, but then again, both of them have the ability to prevent increase of infection level in combat, so you're kind of losing one of their benefits, right? Because it's, you know, we're already negating raising. I mean, at G, we can try to go for the super weapon. We're playing on epic mode, so that means there's going to be 7 early research cards, which will take a while to get there. And obviously, the only super weapons that are going to be helpful are going to be the Zed Streets or the Brass Knuckles. So lots of, you know, a lot of things need to go our way early. In the game I played off camera, I had Hellraiser come out early, which is god awful. I rolled like me, so that's not a shocking surprise. And I did pick up a heroic civilians unit. I got the FD Riot Squad, and then I did pick up Mr. Johnson about halfway through the game. I had him in the suburbs tracks. He was about to reveal a rumor, and then of course I pulled the suburbs night assault. So much for that plan. So it just was not a very compelling game. But hopefully this goes better for sure. Jonathan Kokoski, hey all, happy Friday. With Pickles, we get thematic woofs too. Yes, sir. White Donkey, any idea what the footprint of that layout is? Table size is always a concern. It's not that big. I could actually do a much closer zoom. However, when you are laying out your cards, you are going to need to have like a side table probably for all the heroes that aren't in play, so you have easy access when you get new heroes and stuff. The other side of the board too is going to be even smaller because you don't have this little sideboard. It's not really a sideboard. It's like a little side thing mat. I don't know. This is underwhelming. They could have kind of spruce this up a little bit, but I digress. And then I actually cut it because it had all the crap for like competitive play on there, and who the heck wants that? And I wanted to separate out the super weapon stuff so I could kind of make it fit a little bit better on camera. So this was actually I cut this up a little bit, but you got 2 decks of cards. I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, if you can fit Mage Knight, you can fit this pretty easily. You're just gonna have to be a little creative. I think the third camera I have up, the view up in the top left, that should give you hopefully a little bit better idea. I mean, the board itself is not that big. Jonathan Kikoski, I can fit the game on my 3-foot by 4-foot table without issues. Thanks, Jonathan. And the Space Meeple himself says hello. Hello, sir. All right. I babbled enough. Let me just start with whatever I see first. So I'm going to get the 5 late research cards. We're going to throw 2 more late research cards in here. It does have, again, look, I love this game. I can do this. Let's talk about Dawn of the Zeds versus Nemo's War. Nemo's War does a lot of the trolling you, where it's like, hey, you do this really hard thing, and then it doesn't matter because it just punches you. The game just punches you in the face anyway. Zeds does some of that. There's one late research card in here that is absolutely brutal, and I just don't like that mechanic. I think in a game that has limited actions and limited resources, like, maybe give me a dud. I don't mind a dud, but don't give me a dud and in addition punch me in the face. It's like, man, I wasted all that resources, and not only did I not get any help, I got a huge detriment. I think that's just not a very fun game experience, and I hate it in Dawn of the Zeds. I really hate it in Nemo's War, where it does that even a lot more, and I really hate that in Robinson Crusoe, which is one of the reasons I really dislike that game. So it's just something to consider. But why is Dawn of the Zeds? Why do I like it so much more than Nemo's War? And I played a lot of Nemo's War this week after my live stream on Monday, and did a lot with the war motivation. A couple of things. I think the rolling in Nemo's War, when you roll bad, not only do you not succeed, but the negative outcomes tend to be pretty brutal because you're risking resources. So you lose your resource, then you get the negative outcome. So I think the swing in every roll in Nemo's War is a lot more in Zeds. If you have a bad roll in Zeds, you might lose a regular civilian. You might lose a hero, but then you have a saving roll. There's things that really mitigate just how bad every single roll is. The other thing that I think makes Nemo's War different for me is the fact that Nemo's War is pretty much a beat your own score kind of game. By the way, in a solo game, there's going to be 7 early research cards on Epic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I think the beat your own score thing, when you have some unmitigated imbalance, like a roll could be a swing of 10, 15, 20 points. It's not unusual in that game, and that's crazy to me, right? Whereas in Zeds, one roll, I'm trying to have a win condition. Yeah, there is a scoring thing you could do with winning epilogues, but really you're just trying to survive at the higher levels. And when you're just trying to survive, all right, so a bad roll, it's all right, just something more to overcome. I don't have to be oh, now I still might win, but my score is going to be garbage. It's not fun to play Nemo's War for 3 hours, 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever, and then you get an inconsequential result because, well, I rolled bad that one time and that was a 20-point swing. That to me just doesn't resonate as well. I also find Nemo's War, there are a couple of things in Zeds that can really change the complexion of the game. Hellraiser drives me nuts, the Iron Zeds, but even then they're still within the fabric of the game. There are some events in Nemo's War that radically changed the game, and I think watch my playthrough last Monday. That card I got early, where all the British ships were flipped over, was absolutely brutal and played a huge role in why that game just went sideways the more it went. So I just think this is a better balanced game. It's a more fun game. I mind bad rolls in this game don't drive me crazy nearly as much as they do in Nemo's War. And for those who don't know, they're both made by Victory Point Games. There's a lot of natural overlap. There's a lot of similarities in the DNA of the game, which is why there's such an easy comparison between the two. All right, so I need to get my ending event card. So there are 7 ending events. They can make a pretty radical difference in the gameplay. So I'm gonna roll that. I rolled a 7. We'll just take the top card. Again, I count bottom to top because I'm strange. We're gonna go through the chapter 4 cards. I'm going to shuffle these up. We're going to get 5 of these. Again, these are the chapter 4 regular events. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to get the chapter 4 special events, which are awful. And we're going to shuffle these together. 2 and 3. All right, let me... Hey, awesome. White Donkey says, awesome, thanks. I'm always impressed with your ability to get games in frame. Space Miko, good luck. Thank you, Alfred. About to do a little solo gaming of my own. First play of Planet Unknown. Slightly different setting, but hey. Eric Guy, what's up, sir? Phoenix Knight. This also isn't an Arkham Horror Files game. Those are a beast to get on the camera, especially with a sideboard. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm ever going to get Arkham Revised Edition of the board game on the channel. I'm I'm considering. Space Meeple, you got checkmates. Great draw. Thank you, sir. Sadia Kashif. Third cam has been a great addition to the channel, but doesn't work for this board game. Dawn of the Zeds. This pieces don't really stand out that much. It's hard to see. Yeah, I think, for people who know the game, I think you'll appreciate it when there's stuff up with the mountain track. I mean, I had the space on camera. I figured I'd throw it up. But yeah, I agree. I don't think it adds as much in some games as in others. But now that my computer seems to, like it, I'm just gonna run with it whenever I can. But it's easy to set up for me, assuming my computer cooperates. All right, so I have these 8 cards. These are the 5 regular events, the 3 special events in whatever shuffled order. I'm going to add the final event, so that's 9 cards total. So we're going to take the National Guard card and put that right there, and now that's out of the way. We're going to do our Chapter 3 events. We are going to get 11 of these. It's going to be a long game, kids, so buckle up. Actually, knowing me and the way I roll, it might not be that long, so, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Checkmates, I'll put that over here. And checkmates go in town centered. Hi, guys, let's play some chess. And Agee's like, sure. So Horatius and the checkmates are playing a little chess while I'm setting this up, because naturally that's how that would go down. I'm going to take 11 of these events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Put that there. We're going to grab the Chapter 3 special events, shuffle these up. It's going to be rough for Agee the vet. Yes. What's up? I'm sorry, B Pred. I always want to say P Brad when I see your name, dude. I don't know why. But B Pred. Cool. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Last game, I just had Agee running around setting up barricades. Remember, Pickles, Horatius, and General Lee. They can't make barricades. They can't ride vehicles. If someone wants to do a rule check for me, I could have figured out. I don't think the trains with the rumors and rails count as a vehicle. So I think that they all can ride in the train, which thematically would make sense that they can ride in a train and you just can't ride I don't know, there's like one of the fate cards, which is like an all-terrain vehicle or some crap like that. So, I'm assuming that they can ride in the trains. So, and again, I am playing with the Rumors and Rails expansion here as well. What are these? These are Chapter 1 events. Put those down, Greg. I need the Chapter 2 events. Again, we're getting 11 of these. I'm not going to count this in the end. I'm just going to assume that it's right. Because we've all seen Greg count before and be like, why is it wrong? And it was right, because Greg can't do math. But yeah, so we're just going to take 11 of these off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. This will go there. Throw in the Chapter 2 special events. I'm surprised there hasn't been a Saget sighting yet. Him stopping in and, making fun of me for not playing Mage Knight today. It's like, this doesn't look like Maze Knight. Oh, I'm throwing things all over the place. Flip over. Sorry about that. Wolf. Alright, that will go there, and now I just need 6 of these chapter 1 events, and then we'll be good to go with the event deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Done. Done. And we'll put this over here. Great. Now I'm going to grab the Fate cards. There are a ton of them. When you have all the levels thrown in there, so it can very much change the game. You get a bunch of hold for laters, that's a good thing. You get a bunch of play nows, you might be in trouble. So hopefully we can get on the good side of that equation over the course of today. Let me talk about special abilities just so we're all on the same page, right? Agee gets +1 to her research rolls. Again, she does have the diamond security clearance too, so she wouldn't have to stop in the catacombs. She can move through those normally. She is the mother of invention, so her special thing here is once per action phase, she can spend that to gain 1 additional action, but it does increase the infection level by 3, which can be rough. The epidemiology specialty, while she's in the hospital staff office, every heal action there causes -2 to the infection level instead of the usual -1, and decontamination, once a super weapon is discovered, when she restores order, it causes -2 infection instead of the usual +1. Horatius is, when he enters play, you immediately get 3 supplies, so I'll add that to my supply roll. He never increases infection when attacking or defending in hand-to-hand combat, but again, it doesn't say it on his card. It should. He can't use gunfire. Again, he can't use this. I think he can use some parts of the super weapon, but not all. It's unclear. The super weapon's like not defined well with the animals, but we'll figure that out. Tough, when he receives a hit, he does have a tough roll, so 4, 5, or 6, he cancels the hit. Hand-to-hand combat, he is allowed 1 reroll because of his guerrilla tactics. The grade ape, he takes 4 hits to eliminate, as does a civilian unit. General Lee can carry 1 non-mounted human or primate hero at a time. So you can carry Horatius. Obviously, you cannot carry the Pickles. A dog riding a horse would be a very strange sight. Generally, his rider acts as 1 unit for stacking purposes. So if Lee's in there with Horatius, Agee can also be there. Again, normally the stacking limit is 2. Any hero stacked with General Lee gains 1 strength and does not increase infection when they engage in hand-to-hand combat. There's a thoroughbred action. He gets a free move action every action phase. This unit has no rider. It cannot voluntarily enter a chaos or a tunnel space. So that's only when it has no rider. If it has a rider, it can enter the tunnel, which can be pretty significant. Hold on 1 sec. All right, coughing off camera is always fun. Horse is a horse. The unit never increases infection when attacking or defending hand-to-hand combat. He cannot build barricades, use vehicles, restore order, or make arrests and run, flick, or run. This unit and its rider can choose to retreat before being attacked in hand-to-hand combat. Pickles rolls 2 dice instead of 1 when doing a forage action. He can forage in his Zed's control space, but only rolls 1 die. When Pickles enter a space with a Zed's or a Raider's unit, or vice versa, if you roll a 1, you have normal hand-to-hand combat, which usually means bye-bye doggy. At 2 through a 6, no effect. These units simply coexist in that Zed's controlled space. Noisy bark. This is like the game-breaking part of Pickles. Sometimes it's awesome. If you're me, it rarely is. When a Zed's or Raiders unit attempts to leave a space shared with Pickles, you roll a die. On a 1, 2, or 3, no effect. The Zed's unit moves normally. On a 4, 5, or 6, that move is cancelled. K9, he cannot build barricades, use vehicles, restore order, or make arrests. But he is not stopped by chaos. So Pickles can move through a chaos space. Now you would think that would be great for some rumors. There's a chance for that, but remember, you cannot take a rumor from a place that has a chaos token. So him being able to get to a rumor that other new heroes can't is fine in 1 level, but if as long as the chaos marker is there, he's not going to be able to pick up the rumor anyway. The checkmates at the start of each action phase, you roll a die. If the result is greater than the number, it's got to be greater than the number of event actions received that turn. Gain 1 additional event action, even if that increases the number of event actions past 4. And the ruse de jeu. Each refugee's unit in the refugee camp increases the unit's full strength side by 1 and they reduce race tide by 1/2, rounded down, as new people join the club with the mind to fight Zeds. All right, let me get the security forces or our special civilians over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go starting with town center and radiating out. I rolled a 2, so this sucker's going to go here. This guy goes in the security guard post. This table's wobbly today for some reason. I'm going to roll a d8 to try to get the regular civilians. Again, starting with the suburbs, radiating out from town center. I rolled a 6, so we have a 2 strengther over here. That's a good start. I'm rolling a d6 now. I rolled a 6. We have a 3 strengther here. I'm going to roll the d6 for the rest of the way. A 1, so we have the 3 strengther over there. So I want to get the 4 on the board. I rolled a 6, not helpful. There's only 4 left. I rolled a 3. We have a 2 strengther. I rolled a 5. We have a 2 strengther, and hey, there we go. So a good roll to start the game with that. Not having the 4 strengther on the board would have been especially bad with this setup of heroes. That will go over there. We now have to get our Defiant. What are these? These they're not refugees. They're villagers, I think. Yeah, civilians, villagers. They become refugees that are fleeing, but they start the game that way. We have to get some regular Zeds on the board. We have our trains on the board. Remember, one can go from suburbs track up to mountain track. One can go from highway track up to forest track. They have some stuff. When they get at these 4 spaces with those things, they get the corresponding rewards. So yeah, Rumors and Rails was one of those expansions that I was like, I don't know if it adds that much, and then I've kind of grown to really like the little bit that it does add. I just think it adds a nice little bit of strategy, probably net. Definitely net helpful for the player, and I think at these epic levels, I think that's fine. And increasing a win rate in Zeds is never a bad thing. So our setup is complete, I think. Yes. Done. All right. I feel like I'm missing something, but no. Everything's done. Research deck is done. That's shuffled. This is shuffled. We got our thing. All right, let's do it. First event card of the game. Booyah. Oh my gosh. That's a bad start. We get the Hellraiser. That's not how you want to start this game, people. All right, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, and Rescuers. So with 4 activations, I'm going to move the 1 train up there. He's going to, oh, wrong way. He's going to go over there. I'm going to get myself 3 extra. Oh, I have to roll for supplies. Rolling for supplies. I rolled a 6, so 6 supplies, and then 6 minus 2, which is the lower the die, gives me 4 ammo. And then remember, with Horatius entering the play, I get 3 more supplies, so that gets me from 6 up to 9. All right, I moved the 1 train there. That's going to give me 3 more supplies. It gets from 9 up to 12. And I'm going to move the other train here. That's going to give me 2 ammo. It gives me 4 up to 6. I can't use a ton of ammo, but remember, like, my regular civilians use the ammo. This guy can use the ammo. That can all definitely add up. Getting the refugees back home quicker is probably going to really help with the checkmates, but again, having refugees in the refugees camp will also mean that we're going to be going through food more when we have to make rolls, so there is like a balancing effect there. All right, we infection phase is currently at 0. Don't need to make a roll there. Eat, we have to be the 0. We're fine there. At the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. Please be good. No, it's terrible. Dear God. Zeds secrete a toxic stench. Place the stench marker on the regular Zeds unit farthest from town center, strongest if tied. Regular Zeds unit farthest from town center, strongest if tied. So they're all equally far. They're all effectively. Oh no, this guy is the farthest. Right, because he's effectively 8 spaces away. Makes gunfire attacks, retreat at 2+. Great. Follows from town center. If it moves without initiating hand-to-hand combat and there are any non-Zed units in the space in front of it, the Zed unit makes a single gunfire attack at those units. Terrain shifts do not apply. Distribute hits as you wish. If the stench attack affects 2 or more hits total, the units in that space must move one space closer to town center if possible. Yikes. Hold on one sec. Something I want to confirm about the trains. Nope. All right, good. So, interesting. So in the forest track, we're going to get Hellraiser. Hey, the joys of her. So we made the Phaedra, we put Noelle the standee there. On the fart. I mean, that this card was like a fart in a lot of ways. Until this unit is removed, +1 infection at the beginning of every infection phase while Noelle is in play, but not on the start space. I'm actually going to put the reminder token instead of the skull because it just helps remind my tiny pea brain that I have to do that. And unfortunately, since Far Strike is activating, this is already going to be a big deal and is going to definitely take a lot of my early attention to try to kill her because I need to control the infection level if I have any chance with this group of people. So this is not a good start. So we're activating the highway track, that goes up, activating the forest track, this goes up. Remember, the Noelle is not stack limited, so that's a problem. We get one event action. I'm going to roll a die, be higher than a 1. It is, so we get another action thanks to the checkmates. And remember, I have one player action. We will not be doing pressure events today. I am playing with strict solo rules. Woof! I want someone commiserate with me about Noelle, man. Come on, this is awful. Shoot. Oh, by the way, I would have brought Pickles up here. That would have only made sense. Remember, I can carry trains can carry people for free when they move, which is super good. Would I have moved? Yeah, I probably should have moved Horatius up there too. Although I have, that's a bad. I could have brought these 4 guys up there. Someone should be up in the Lucky Strike mine. Right, I'll bring that up there. We'll make that happen. The problem is, though, yeah, because when the trains movement, trains are player units. Train units are stack free, can transfer up to 2 unmounted player units for free or 1 unit. Transport units can only go. Refugees units, if they're going to board the train, though, it does cost another action for them to board. So you can spend actions during the action phase like normal to do that too. So I did when I moved the trains, I just forgot. You do want to start spreading out your units as well. How the heck am I going to deal with her, though, is becoming a bit of an issue. Woof. Woof and woof. This dude's a problem. We got lots of problems, kids. Pickles does not need to stop in the diamond mine. I'm putting Pickles up there, though, so he can do some scavenging in the farm. But, Horatius can't make gunfire attacks. This is not good. Not good at all. Alright, I am going to do the thoroughbred action. Let's bring Horatius down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll try to have Horatius defend the highway track for a little bit. Remember, when he stacked with General Lee, he will have his combat increased by 1. I'm going to have to let those guys deal with the mountain track for a while. The question is, how can I go start making gunfire attacks at that level 6 that are going to be at all effective? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of movement. I will spend this player action to move this elite force to town center. Again, he has movement of 3. Regular civilians only have movement of 2. I'm going to use a checkmates action to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just going to try to kill Noelle with that elite security force. I have one more action. There is something to be said for really trying to get to this early research deck. And I'm just basically not going to be able to set up a lot of barricades anytime soon, which is just fine. So I'm going to spend an action to move Agee into the laboratory. And could do Mother of Invention to get an extra action and try to at least get the early research card number 1 out of the way. Sure, I'm going to do that, get 3 infection, which is a little dangerous because Noelle's going to be adding to that, but it is what it is. And now I'm going to do a early research action. I rolled a 6. Becomes a 7 with a G. Early research card. Research materials needed. Well, this is your current card. You may spend 1 supply instead of an action to conduct research. I don't necessarily hate that. That is the end of the action phase. We go to housekeeping. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to flip this over. Let's go to the next event. Right, next draw the next event card. So, event card number 2. Hey, this is a little bit better. Well-armed civilians. I'm going to take this card off the board. Well-armed civilians. We go to Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers for our 0, so nothing can move. We are going to go to the infection phase. It says no, but at the beginning of the phase, we still have to increase this by 1 because Noelle is not in her home. Eat phase, I'm going to eat 1 supply, so I go from 11 down to 10. And then the Zeds phase. The Zeds are activating on the forest track. That's fine. Get them a little closer to that dude so he can start shooting at them, and activating on the mountain track. We go to the action phase. The beginning of this phase, place the well-armed marker on any regular civilian unit in play until it ends up in the cemetery. That unit receives a 1 shift in all hand-to-hand and gunfire combat. Now, that is not a terrain shift. That is just a shift that applies to that unit, which is super nice. I am going to find the well-armed civilian's marker, and I will beef this guy up for sure. So let's get a super unit because the rest of them are basically just going to be fodder. I'm getting 2 event actions. I'm going to roll a die. I rolled a 4. We get our checkmates action as well. Our civilians player units. Yes. Yes. Player units are... yeah, they are defined in, I think, the comprehensive rules. One of the things, like, again, another check mark for Dawn of the Zeds over Nemo's War is Nemo's War not having an appendix in the glossary is like, oh, so unbelievably frustrating that yeah, I can't deal. So the glossary here is really nice. Character actions, who am I? Are they not defined? Are they not defined here? They might not be defined there. Player units 34. Player units. These are the units that you and your team control, including heroes, civilians, refugees units, and the National Guard. So, yeah, all of those are player units indeed. All right. We are going to try to do some damage to Noelle. So I'm going to spend the checkmates action to move 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, I guess I didn't need the full 3. So yeah, them moving didn't help as much as I thought it did. That's fine. I'm going to spend this action. I'll use the player action before I forget. And at ammo, I'm doing a gunfire attack of a 4. It has to be in a regular civilian. I was wondering if I could put the well-armed on that dude. I can't. So doing gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled an 8. Not a bad roll to start the game on the attack. So 4, 8. That's going to be 2 damage to this. These guys should still be in town center. It's going to be 2 damage to this dude. Remember, I cannot apply damage to Noelle unless she is the only unit left on the spot, which is fine. I really just want to kill this dude. So I'm going to spend another action and an ammo. Give me something good. A 4. A 4 is not good. It's really bad. All right, last action in the ammo. A 6 is better than a 4. Still not great, but at least we're going to flip this guy over to his reduced strength side. So he is now only a 3. So I spent 3 ammo and 3 actions to do 3 damage. That needs to change. That ratio is off. I am going to spend a supply, not a supply. I don't know what a supply is. So I go from 11 down to 10, and I'm doing a research action with a G. I rolled a 1. That's not going to work. I'm going to spend another supply. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3. I'm going to spend another supply. I rolled a 3. I'm going to spend another supply. I rolled a 1. I'm going to spend another supply. I rolled a 2. I'm going to spend another supply. I rolled a 5. Woof! All right, I just went through 700 supplies, kids. That's great. Early research card. Half turning. While this is the current research card, all Zeds outbreaks automatically reset the infection level to 2. Man, I might keep that out for the rest of the game. Some homeopathic treatments seem to have an effect, and that some people do not fully turn into a Zed, but slowly half turn into one. It has slowed down outbreaks locally, but people distrust the newly half turned more than they fear the turned. That's an amazing card. That really is going to prevent like back to back to back to back outbreaks. I wish it didn't cost me 6 friggin' supplies to get there. Remember, all I could do research with supplies because of the last thing. And with the G, I'm 50% of every roll. So I basically flipped a coin and lost 4 times in a row, which is super great. Yeah, I really like that card a lot. So I think we keep it and have a G start doing some other stuff. Get the bad rolls out of the way first. Oh man, have you seen me play? That's really bad. Wow. Um. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it makes sense to do more research. To be honest, I mean, I'm gonna be 6 turns away from getting the super weapon. I mean, I get the Zed streets, I see that, but I like the idea of outbreaks not being able to stack on each other, especially with the way I roll. All right, that's done. We're gonna flip this over. I'm not using a thoroughbred action. I like the fact that the thoroughbred is sitting there with our monkeys. So we're gonna let that happen. We're gonna go to the next event phase. Let's see what we got. Infected water supplies. So raiders, rangers, refugees, and rescuers. Now we are activating on the forest track and the mountain track again. I am going to spend the 4R to flip this train over and start having him head back toward the town center. In infection phase, we're going to increase by 1 because Noelle is not on her spot. We're going to have to make a roll. I rolled a 5. So, of course, we were at a 5. So we have an infection. The infection automatically, or an outbreak, outbreak automatically goes to 2. Since we have an outbreak, I make a fate draw. Oh, so bad, man. Like, unbelievable. It's going to be a short game. I don't know how it's not. So fate draw. I'm doing a regular Zeds unit. Since there are no chaos spaces on the suburbs track, I have to put this at the town closest to town center. So this comes in. That's going to lead to a hand-to-hand combat. We will have to deal with this. Place the leader marker on the strongest unit closest to town center. On the strongest regular unit, closest to that set of tide, then normally activate its track, moving all Zeds on it normally. So I have to do, I think I do the combat first, then we figure out the rest of it. So this comes off. The infection level goes up. It is a 6 to a 2, which is Zeds times 3. It becomes Zeds times 2 because of the terrain shift. I'm going to roll this. I need a 12. I did not get a 12. I got a 5. 3 damage. No damage to the Zeds unit. The villagers are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? They get scared. They're going to be refugees now. And then since this dude took control of that space, we now have a space with a chaos marker. Excellent. So that combat got carried out. Now we're going to do the plot twist with the play of this card. So we're placing the leader marker. The leader marker is super awful. On the strongest Zeds unit. So 3, 7, 6, 8. I think it's still the 8, and I don't think there's a reason why they don't stack. So he is Stenchy and the leader. So he's a Stenchy leader, and then that's going to activate and move up 1. And since that activates there, we now have a chaos marker in the Chromo Technics lab. So, fate cards, haven't been good yet. Now we have to eat. I have nothing in the hospital. I have nothing in the refugee camp. We're fine. We go to the Zeds phase. In the beginning of this phase, roll a die and apply that many total losses in any combination of supply losses or hits to player units. I rolled a 1. That's not bad. I'm just going to lose 1 supply and hopefully do some scavenging with our favorite or least favorite dog. Great. We're activating the mount track. This goes in, this goes up. Defiant marker goes away. It is Zeds times 2, becomes Zeds advantage because of the terrain shift. I rolled a 9. That's a good roll. With Zed's advantage, that's going to be 2 damage to the Zeds unit. The Zeds unit retreats, 2 damage to the player unit. He flips over. That's done. We're now going to activate the forest track. Forest track comes in. This goes up. I am going to defend, not with the security forces. I'm going to defend with the civilians there. They're no longer defiant. I did put that up, so that happened. It's going to be a 6 because you combine the strength of those 2 units. So it's a 6 to a 3. That's Zeds times 2. It becomes Zeds to the advantage because of the terrain shift. We'll see what happens. I rolled an 11. Ooh, amazing. So 2 damage to this clown. They retreat. 1 damage to our player unit. If I had defended with security forces, I would have taken no damage and killed that guy, but that was a risk I wasn't willing to take. So, Zed's phase is over. We go to the event phase. This comes up, rolling a die because of the checkmates. I rolled a 3, so we do get the checkmates extra action. Woo! All right. I am going to spend the player action and an ammo down to 2 ammo. I'm firing. I rolled an 8 with a gunfire attack of a 4. That is 2 hits. So that kills this Zed's unit. And now we have to do a saving roll for Noelle. On a 4, 5, or 6, she is dead. On a 1, 2, or 3, she goes back to the forest track start space. She, of course, is not dead yet. Good. It's good. I love this game. All right. So bad, man. So I have no ammo. I have very little supplies. I should start rectifying that. I'm going to use a checkmates action to do a forage action with Pickles. It's not Zed's controls where he can roll 2 dice. I rolled a 2 and a 5. I'm going to keep the 5 and get rid of the 2. That does give me 1 supply back. Oh, man. I have 2 actions left. I think I might forage with Pickles again. I'm going to want to start getting some barricades set up. Woof. We try to get this guy over here. I mean, I'm just going to have to risk the tunnel track for a while. I just don't have enough combat units. Yeah, the fact that the affection always goes back to 2 on an outbreak will actually let me use Mother of Invention a lot more aggressively too. So I do like that. So let me move 1, 2, 3, move Mother of Invention 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to spend 2 supplies and put a barricade over here in this suburbs track and see if I can't shore that up, because that being the chaos base could be a significant problem going forward. So that is that. Noelle is still alive, and that makes me all sorts of, thrilled and happy. Fate cards have been super garbage so far. Let's see what happens. Can't watch now, so I'll catch up later. Good luck. Thank you, Tom. Paul DeGuidas. I know this is a patron challenge, but I think it would be better if you got another human. Your pick. Yell. Well, yeah, G's not a great mix with this, with the primates, but I mean, I think I like it thematically. And I do like the fact that we got that half turning. I think I'm just gonna not do a normal Agee game. And hopefully we get lucky. If we get a heroic civilians, I mean, there are ways that this could turn. But the rolling has been bad. I'm already resource poor. The checkmates are going to help some of this. But we'll see. We'll see. This is her not dying is obviously awful, but at least the half turning is gonna negate her a little bit. So you know, it's never hopeless. But this has not been a good start. All right, we do a event card. I'm gonna actually move these event cards off because I keep reaching over there. Right, so that's our fourth. I'll make sure I should have only two more of those, so I'll just make sure I didn't accidentally take from the wrong card. So hunting lodge located, raiders, rangers, refugees, rescuers, nothing. We have our infection level. It does not have to increase because again, I'm gonna actually take her off her. I'll leave her on her stand. I'll just put her on her side. She is actually still in the Star Trek space, so we don't have to increase that. Eat. We are going to eat. Nope, nothing to eat. We have no one in the hospital or in the refugee camp, is what I mean to say by that. We have to activate two tracks. We're activating the mountain track. So this comes up, this goes over. It is a 5 to a 1, which is Zeds times 3. It becomes Zeds times 2 because of the terrain shift. I am throwing dice on the floor. Where did that go? Really? Come on. Well, I have this die. I really have no idea where that went. That's awesome. Awesome. So rolling 2 dice. I rolled a 5. That's not going to cut it. This dude is very dead. I'm not doing a saving roll. These refugees are going to flip over and escape to there, and we get a chaos marker here. We now activate the suburbs track. This thing comes in. This goes up. I'm going to defend with the security forces. So it is Zeds times 2, but we have our terrain shift. No. Oh yeah, I don't want to lose the refugees. So it's Zeds times 2. We have the terrain shift, so it becomes an equal to. Please give me a 7 or better. I got exactly a 7. Would have liked a little bit better than that. So we get 2 damage to the Zeds unit. They retreat. And then our security forces are now injured. They're on their reduced side. And then the 7 moves up to there. I should actually have refreshed those in housekeeping. That's fine. Hunting lodge located. We get 3 event actions. At the end of this phase, place 2 ammo if the player is in the campground. Place a goodies marker in a space as a reminder. I'm going to place actually the goodies marker here as a reminder there because I put it on the board. I often forget that. I'm making the checkmates roll. I rolled a 2. I do not get the checkmates extra action. I will take the extra ammo, so I'm going to spend our player action to move the checkmates over there. I'm I'm going to spend 1 action to do a foraging roll with pickles. I rolled a 6 and a 5. I will take 2 supplies. I might have to get pickles up to the mine. I have 2 actions left. Horatius and General Lee are just chilling. I'm going to spend 1 action with a G to go 1, 2, 3. I cannot do Mother of Invention without causing an unchecked outbreak, which is a super no-no. Don't want to do that. I'm going to do another action with a G, spend 2 supplies, and let's get a barricade over here in the tunnel track. Barricades, again, I think are going to be pretty important to having a chance. Tony Montone, what's up, sir? This is super funny. And Space People, I tried this out before setting the challenge, and Greg is right. Getting into the hero hooks relate is key to bolstering the weak starting lineup. Awesome. Goodies marker. 2 bullets. Let's make it happen. This comes off. This comes off. And so those are 2. I mean, well-armed civilians, hunting lodge has been great. So I can't totally complain. I do wish Noel would have been killed. That would have been better. And yeah, we'll see. Event card number 5. Roll number 7, cardio. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. I'm going to spend the 4R activation to actually have the refugees board the train. Refugee spending 1 action to activate 1 train. Moving refugee unit calls one additional action, or R to simply board a refugee train. So they boarded the train. Excellent. We'll get them home. We'll get a rumor on the board, and everyone will be super excited. I'm going to roll for infection. Please roll a 10 or less. I rolled a 9. Perfect. It automatically sets to a. Oh, yeah. So infection happens. However, it automatically sets to 2 instead of 1. So that's a thing. But we are going to do a fate draw. Please be good. Hey, it's a good one, kids. And we're going to put a regular unit on the place with the most chaos. Woof. Well, I have 3 with the most chaos, and I can choose, and I love that because we have 1 chaos there, 1 chaos marker there, 1 chaos marker here. I'll put this sucker on the tunnel track. He comes back there, and now I keep the man with no name. Clint Eastwood emerges from the shadows to assist you before disappearing once again. Play this card at the beginning of hand-to-hand combat for a one-time terrain shift of 3. Don't mind that. This should have readied. We'll make that happen. All right. Eating. I have to eat 1 supply, so I'm down to 2 supplies. Pickles is going to need to do some serious foraging to save my butt here. And now we go to the Zeds phase. All right, what does it say? At the beginning of this phase, place 1 new Zeds on an empty starting space of your choice. I don't want to. Well, Forest Track's not empty. Mountain's empty. Mountain's probably the best. We'll do the mountain. Bam, it's a 4. Otherwise, place on the start space to the lowest Zed unit, blah, blah, blah. And when a Zed unit enters a space occupied by any civilians or hero unit this turn, you may freely retreat that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. Well, that's not going to work. There's a Zed's Treasure event. I'm not going to do that. And now we activate the Suburbs track twice. I have a feeling, oh, you know what? Those refugees are in trouble. So we're actually going to move those guys instead of boarding the train. That seems like a better idea. And hopefully I roll pretty good. Yeah. I don't want to lose that barricade. There's a lot of resources. I might use the man with no name right off the bat, which is crazy. And if I'm going to do that, well, I could still lose one of these. So bad. All right. This activates. This comes up. It is a Zeds times 3. Barricade makes it Zeds advantage. I'm going to use the man with no name. And that's going to make it human times 2. And I'm defending with the regular civilians unit there. Human times 2, I rolled a 9. That is 3 damage and nothing. And now this flips over to the 3 and has 1 health left. The second activation on this track is the 7 comes up to there. This goes up. This comes off. It's Zeds times 2 becomes Zeds advantage. I would like a big roll here. I rolled a 5. That is not a big roll. So that's 1 damage and 3 damage. And the villagers are like, what the heck? They're going to flee over here. That gets a chaos marker. And now we have to activate this track again. So this guy comes in. This goes up. It is 3 to a 1 for times 3. I'll do the 3 to a 2 for Zed's advantage. Barricade makes it human advantage. I rolled a 6 because I roll really good. 2 damage kills this thing. 2 damage to the special forces. I'm going to do a saving roll. It does not succeed, so the special forces are dead. Of course they are. These guys survive, and then we have this dude comes in. 7 to a 2. This goes up. It's going to be Zeds times 3. There's a terrain shift to make it Zeds times 2. I would really like a 10 or higher. I rolled a 7. So that's 3 damage. I don't want to make a saving roll even. Doesn't matter. We do devour the refugees. So that's 2 infection. I'm going to do a saving roll for the refugees. I rolled a 1. My saving rolls are going really well, as we can see. And that's going to be a chaos marker. Rolling so good, I can't stand it. And that's the end of that. So we killed one of the units. We have a barricade there still, but the rest of this is a complete and utter disaster. We are going to get 1 action in the And I could have retreated freely with cardio, but again, I was trying to save the refugees, and it didn't work. So I get one action. I'm going to do the checkmates roll. I rolled a 1, so I don't get the extra action. That's really good. Great. Fantabulous. What is going on? All right, I'm going to use one player action to roll 2 dice with pickles to scavenge. I rolled a 4 and a 3. I'm going to get rid of the 3, take a 4, get 1 thing back. Oh man, this is not good. No real healing abilities. I need another unit at some point. Losing the special forces that quick is pretty bad. I think I just moved the checkmates back to here. It's going to be another spot for a barricade. These two seem fine. I mean, this is an utter mess. Yeah, and losing those refugees in that saving roll was extra bad because I lost the opportunity to get another point of strength for the checkmates. So again, they max out at 6. Now they only max out at 5. All right, checkmates are just going to move back there. Or do I scavenge again? No, I'll scavenge again with pickles. I rolled a 5. 1 more supply. Great, checkmates can stay where they are. This goes away. Next event should be the last event for chapter 1. Stocked barn discovered. Raiders, rangers, refugees, rescuers. I will board the train now this turn. Infection phase, I need to roll a higher than an 8. I rolled a 5. That automatically sets the 2. We do a fate draw. And we're placing a regular Zed unit where? Oh my gosh. I pulled another play now card. So Dr. Martuse's Diabolical Plans. This goes in the tunnel. Stacking limit applies. Remember, the tunnel has a stacking limit of 1. This sucker comes back to the tunnel track. Start space. Play this card. Make another fate draw to determine where this event occurs. Wow. So another, can it possibly be another play this card? It is another play this card. That's so awesome. So this event's going to occur in the highway. Then for each then roll a die for each chaos base on the fated track. There are no chaos markers on the fated track, so that's fine. Then place a new Zed unit on the start space of every track. Oh, that's super great. So we're going to get a Zed unit here in the suburbs track. We get a Zed unit here in the forest track. We get a Zed unit here in the mountain track. We get a Zed unit here in the highway track. And finally, stacking limit's going to apply in the tunnel track, so I have to put this somewhere else. I will put it... Woof. How did that guy get there? Oh, yeah, that's right. Another event. Suburbs is a mess. I'm just going to put this sucker over there. I mean, there's nothing much I can do with that. Having another unit there is annoying. It's going to be harder to kill Noel again, but, you know, such is life. Great, so this is done. The next one says, if possible, select 2 players in the same space. They cannot perform any further actions this turn as they are involved in a huge argument with each other. That's fantastic. I will put this on... Great, Horatius and General Lee are fighting, because that's a thing. Horses and gorillas fight sometimes. So I'm just going to put a reminder token over there. They can't do anything more. Awesome. All right, so that was the infection phase. We go to the eat phase. I don't have to roll. I have nothing in the hospital. I have no refugees in the refugee camp. So we go to the Zeds phase. The Zeds are activating on the mountain track. This goes up This goes up. It is a 5 to a 4, which is Zed's advantage. Now, pay attention. So, I have the well-armed civilian, so it becomes equal to. I have the terrain shift, so it becomes human advantage, and then the train is there. It is a mobile terrain shift. It does stack with normal terrain shift, so I'm at human times 2. I rolled a 4, which is an absolutely garbage-tastic roll, and that's going to be 2 damage to this dude, and 2 damage to my super unit. That's a really bad roll. Woo! All right. Excellent. So that's done. We're going to go to the forest track. These guys come up here, and now Noel is going to start messing with my infection level again. Action phase. I'm going to get 3 event actions. At the end of this phase, if a player is in a farm space, I roll a die, place a goodies marker, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm going to put this over here, and I'll put a reminder there. They can't do anything because of the fake card. And goodies at the end of that. I'm going to make the checkmates roll. I rolled a 5, so we do get another action there. And this is getting bad very quick. This game is hard enough already, and you were using the bottom of the barrel. You're going to need some luck to get this one done. Yeah. I love the challenge. I really do like this setup. It went off the rails quick with Hellraiser and whatnot. And I'm just rolling really bad. How bad? Really bad. I have no mobile, like, healing units. I don't have a lot of supplies anyway. I mean, I'm going to get a bunch more supplies. There's not a lot of great things I can do right now. Just looking how many units I've already lost, it is a problem. I mean, at some point I gotta get Pickles in the tunnel and hope his noisy bark does the trick and really just jams it up. Alright, do one action to do a forage action with Pickles. I rolled a 2 and a 4, get rid of the 2, keep the 4, 1 supply. I mean, I'm just going to have to hope I roll good at the end of the round. I have 4 more actions. I'm going to spend 1 and 2 and 2 supplies to place a barricade over there. That's a 7. We still got Stenchy Poo over here. The Stenchy Poo leader, which is so great. His leader thing only applies in hand-to-hand, so that will not apply to his gunfire attacks he'll make. I have 2 more actions. I think I forage with one of them. Please give me a 6 one of these times. Excellent. 2 more supplies. And I'm going to get those refugees in. I don't know if that's going to be helpful. Get back there for some more ammo. I'll use this last action. This train's coming back home. It flips over. The refugees enter the refugee camp. That increases the infection level. As soon as they enter the refugee camp, I make a fate draw. The least chaos, and I can put a rumor token on the place with the least chaos. So that least chaos is either highway track or the forest track. I will put it on the I'll put this on the so when you place it, they have to go it the strongest Zeds mob. Zeds unit or Zeds mob on the rumor track, so I can choose which one. I think this makes some sense, so I'll put it over in the forest track. Alright, these hold for later. Play at any time to move each of your unit, including VIP survivors, in a space next to a Zed unit, one space closer to town center. Could be helpful. We'll leave that over there. So those are my acciones. Oh, I lost the mobile defense. Let me do Mother of Invention to get 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna move the train back here. That gives me 2 more ammo, and now I have again that extra defense against that clown. I'm not sure I'm ready to concede the mine just yet. It's a 4 to a 2. There's going to be 3 shifts. I mean, I still have decent odds for rolling, so, and getting the 2 ammo back was nice. All right, this comes over. This flips. Goodies. I'm going to roll a die. I rolled a 2 because, of course, I did. So I get 2 supplies out of that instead of the potential 6. That goes out, and now we go to Chapter 2. Chapter 2, first event. Nope. I must have screwed that up. Yep, I think I grabbed one from the wrong stack. So there's only going to be 6 Chapter 1 cards. So those are the 6. This would have been better. So definitely to my detriment. But yeah, I think I just grabbed it from the wrong pile. So on top of that, we're going to just take the next one. It should be a Chapter 2 card. Yeah, we're finally in Chapter 2. So 6 events in Chapter 1 is going to be a 15 events total in Chapter 2, including 4 special events. So Forest Night Assault, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. I'm going to move these refugees in 1. I'm going to flip this guy over for my second 4-hour activation. All right, we're going to do an affection phase. Noelle is off, Noelle's off her thing, so we get an affection increase there. We have to roll. I need higher than an 8. I rolled exactly an 8, so this goes down. It actually resets to 2. We make a fate draw. I mean, part of me doesn't mind fate draws, but I'm hoping for like a hero arrives, or a heroic civilians. I need to get lucky here. So we're putting a regular Zed's unit in the suburbs. That's super crispy. So this is going to go chaos marker closest to town center, so we'll go there. Play during the action phase to convert 2 supplies into 1 ammo. You can do this many times you like. That's like never going to happen. These are not the hold for later cards of dreams by any means. So I have 2 pretty subpar hold for later cards. All right, eating. I have to roll higher than a 1. I do. We go to the Zeds phase. The beginning of this phase, +1 for each Zeds unit on a forest track. There are 2. Noelle does count, so that goes from 2 to 4. Place a new Zeds unit on the forest track start space. That's going to, of course, make getting that rumor a little bit more difficult. This goes here. And defending units receive no terrain shifts this phase. These move up. This moves up. That's all she wrote. We go to the action phase. 2 actions, rolling a die, need a 3 or higher. We get the checkmates action. That is excellent. All right, need to start doing what I did last time. So I'm going to spend an action and an ammo. I'm making a gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 10. Excellent roll. That's going to give me 3 damage. We get to flip this sucker over. Only a 1. What a weenie. Oof, that's a good roll. That is a good roll. I don't know if I keep doing it. Man, I really want... Oh, this can come off. This no longer applies. I really need some healing. Five to a 2. A G. I have 3 barricades out. I think I get a G over here. I mean, this feels silly. I mean, the highway tractor does not activated much at all. At all, at all. I really don't want to lose that barricade. And a G there could make a difference. Suburbs track's just a mess in general, though. Get another rumor on the board. Not a lot of great options, kids. Alright, a G is going to do this action. Move a G. 1, 2, 3. Gonna do another action, move a G here. Going to have one more action. And I really just kind of want to keep foraging with pickles, man. Those supplies are going to be everything. I sense it. I sense it happening. 4 to a 4, 5 to a 4. Yeah, last action foraging with pickles. I rolled a 6, 2 more supplies up to 9. Yeah, tunnel track hasn't activated much. Alright, housekeeping, this comes off. I'm still decently okay with chaos tokens. There's still 7 left. So the way the cards have come out has been not awful in that sense. That goes away. We're going to have the next event. So the second event of Chapter 2, Disaster at the Lab. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. I'm going to put the refugees in. This goes up. They're in town center. I'm going to take a fate draw. Oh, my God. No! Alright, I'm going to put a rumor on the forest track. There already is a rumor on the forest track, so everyone ignores it. So I did not get the extra rumor, but at least the checkmates are up another piece of strength. Play this card and move one super component if have discovered a super weapon. Otherwise, add one random early research card or activate the track of the fewest Zeds. I do not want to activate the track with the fewest Zeds, so I don't think I'm doing any more research anyway, so just adding an early research card. This comes away. So I did not get another rumor on the board, number 1. Number 2, it wasn't a good hold for later card. So that 4R phase is done. We have to do infection. This goes up. We're rolling 2 dice. I rolled a 12, so no outbreak this turn. Eat, I need higher than a 2. I rolled a 4, so that's fine. Activating the highway track, finally. This goes in. No infection increase, because number 1, it's Horatius. Number 2, General Lee is there. It's a 5 to a 5. Terrain shift makes it human advantage. And again, Horatius is the one who is doing the attacking. I rolled a 9. Excellent. Human advantage 9. 3 damage. 1 hit to Horatius. And now this clown comes up and joins the fun. So they have a little Zeds mob there. And now the tunnel track is going to activate twice. So 1, the 6 goes in front of the 3. The 3 stuck at the start space. 2, 6, 3. We go to the action phase. At the beginning of this phase, we need to roll a die. I rolled a 4. I add 1 random early research card to the research deck. Again, not doing researching anyway with this cast of characters. I am going to make the checkmates roll. I rolled a 2, so I do not get the extra action because I'm rolling so well if you haven't seen the memo. Amazing. All right, I need to start healing some peeps, but I don't know how. I mean, I know how. I just don't, don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, I'm obviously not attacking anyone. I want to get that rumor. I really want to kill Noelle because she's super annoying. This is going to be a 6 to a 5, so that's going to be an equal 2. But I get a reroll because of Horatius's guerrilla tactics, so I'm going to have to rely on that to some extent or another. Checkmates are getting more powerful. Unfortunately, the other two refugees units that I can get are both still in defiant status. So I'm going to do a player action and an ammo. Let's do a gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 4. That's not even worth rolling again. So gunfire attack of a 4. The 4 is 0 damage. That was special. There are many things not going my way this game. I feel very whiny, but you know, it's just kind of the truth right now. Matus's office. I'm trying to take stock of chaos here too. Hmm. This is a 2. Yeah, it's a 2. He's kind of garbage. I lost the 3. I have another 3 on the board somewhere. That's a 4. That's a 2. That's the other 3. Yeah, I'm gonna scavenge with pickles, rolling 2 dice. I rolled a 4 and a 3. Get rid of the 3. Get another supply. Could try to move the 3 back. No, that's silly. I want to save the special forces guy at least a little bit. My saving rolls, if my saving rolls had been more effective, I would have people in the hospital, and I would be able to heal actions, reduce the infection. My saving rolls have been so. I mean, I've only tried 2, but they were both a miss. There's not a lot of great options here. I can't even move refugee units close to home because they're still in defiant status. This defiant marker should have gone away. Now we got a little Zeds bob there. Yeah, I'd very much like to get that rumor. Some of those rumors are game breaking in a good way, or helpful. Not, I don't think anything's truly game breaking in this game. Oh man. Last action. I will. Here's that unsuccessful gun fire. I foraged. Mm, I will really forage again. Okay, Pickles isn't going to be there forever. Foraging again. I rolled 2 1s. Awesome. Squadoosh. Nothing. 0. I mean, how many ways can I say squadoosh? All right. So next event we are gonna get. It's the 3rd event in Chapter 2. We still have not seen the special event. Airborne Contagion Rumors, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, and Rescuers. I will flip this over. Infection phase, this goes up 1 because of Noel. I do not need to roll. I do need to eat 2, which is why I keep foraging. And then we activate Zeds all. So this comes in, this goes up. It's a 5 to a 2. I am defending with a G. That is going to be Zeds times 2. The terrain shift because of the barricade makes it an equal to. I rolled a 9. Good roll. 2 damage, 1 damage to a G. So now she's on the one side. The 7 comes up, so now we have a really ugly Zeds mob, and then these 2 guys also move up. Activating the forest check. These go in, this goes up. I'm going to defend with the civilians. So I'm going to do another equal to. I really don't want to start getting damage to my Oh, I could do a human advantage. No, defending with the civilians again. Yep, glad I did. So that was Zed's advantage became equal to because of the terrain shift. I rolled a 3 damage. This unit is in theory dead. Saving roll. Nope, not having any of those today. And this guy retreats. The refugees are also going to come join me. They take control of that spot. That gets a chaos marker. And then this thing moves up. We're activating the mountain track. This goes in, this goes up. Please don't get an unchecked outbreak. It's a 4 to a 2, which is Zeds times 2. Terrain shift, well armed, and the train makes it a human advantage. I rolled a 7, so that's 2 damage. That kills this guy. 1 damage to my civilian unit. They have 1 health left, and then these guys move up. We come down here. This goes up. This goes up. Oh, it doesn't go up because of Horatius and generally it's a 6 to a 5. I don't like that. But if I go with this guy, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, forget it. 6 to a 5. And then the shift makes it an equal to. And remember, I have a reroll. So I have rolled a 10. Who needs a reroll? So 3 damage. I'm just going to kill this guy. Oh, I forgot to do my tough roll before. So in theory, that's 1 damage to Horatius. We're doing a tough roll from before. I failed. Tough roll now. I failed. Horatius is injured. So good. I forgot about this roll that I was supposed to do earlier. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Excellent. So that's done. And now we are doing a catacombs roll for this stinky dude. So he goes there. That's going to be a chaos marker. This guy enters the catacombs. This dude comes over here. Again, 1, 2, or 3, you move normally. So everything activated. We go to the action phase. We get 1 event action. I'm going to roll for the checkmates. I rolled a 3, so we get another action from them. At the beginning of this phase, there's a pressure event. Not playing with pressure events. No above ground movement allowed this phase. That's not great. I was hoping to get Horatius back to the hospital for some healing. But alas, I mean, I haven't used Thoroughbred since the first turn of the game, which is probably not a good sign of strategy. So I can't move. I can sure as heck do some gunfire attacks, though. Yeah. All right, so we're going to do... I'll spend 1 action to board the train. That's not above grab unit. I'm just boarding the train. Try to get those refugees home pretty soon. I'm going to do a player action and an ammo to gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 7. That's 2 damage. And then I'm going to do a player action and ammo gunfire attack of a 4. I rolled a 9. That's 2 damage. That kills this dude. Potentially kills Noelle. We're going to roll. Again, 4, 5, or 6. She's out. 6. She is officially out of the game. And boy, does that make me happy because she's super annoying. So I'm going to change this over to this. All right, I have no more actions. I have 2 more bullets. We now have a little bit of an easier path to that. I can't use Mother of Invention without causing an unchecked outbreak, so that's obviously not a good thing. And I can't move above ground anyway. So this comes here. This leaves. That was the 3rd action for Chapter 2. Event card. Bam. Zed's Disease Quickening. So it's the 4th. So we're going to have a bunch of special events in a row. That's going to be super scurry. Those brains events are probably going to kill us sooner rather than later. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees. I'm going to move the refugees in on the train. This goes up. This enters here. This flips. Fate draw. It's a hold for later. It's another one that's like, not that great. Not that great. Throw something at them. Play when your unit is attacked in hand-to-hand combat. Before conducting a hand-to-hand combat, make a gunfire strength of a 2. Which is not great. Basically throwing a Molotov cocktail at a zombie If you do 1 damage, that's a win. So we now are going to place a rumor token, though, on the highway track. That's a decent track for that to go. They will take this one seriously, and that will go there with those guys. I like that. I like that more if Horatius was at full strength. Unfortunately, he is not. So we are going to do infection phase. I'm rolling dice. We have an outbreak. This automatically sets down to 2. I make a fate draw, putting a regular Zeds where? Putting a regular Zeds unit in the forest. That's annoying because it's another thing in the way of getting to that rumor token. And now sucker will go there. And the forest track, of course, is activating twice this turn. And I did move that train, so I don't get that defense, but I think that still made the most sense. Hopefully Pickles can do some stuff. Player units in town center cannot move for the remainder of the turn, so that's fine. And that will go away, and I put the unit on the board already. Eat. I need to roll higher than a 3. I rolled a 2, so 1 supply goes away. And now the Zeds phase. The Venus phase, make a fate draw. Can I get another heroic suit unit? Oh my gosh, dude. Just like 1 time. I just want another hero. I want another heroic civilian. I need more units. This is really not going well. All right. Where Cooler has Reveal. Where in the suburbs. I'll do the rest of this, but anyway, the plot twist is play to negate any future play of this card event, or to reroll any 1 or 2 outcomes that include a die. Reroll both dice where applicable. So my 4 hold for laters. None of them give me a new hero. At the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw, which I did. Place a news edge unit on the start space of the fated track. This fated track is the suburbs. And these guys will go here. And now, during this turn, for each regular civilian unit eliminated or sent to the hospital after receiving a roll, place a news edge unit on the space where it was killed. Apply the stacking limit if necessary. Woo! Let me check out the thing. Checking. Paul, the grid is 2 imbalanced. Should get another human to start as well as Agee, someone with range attack. Alexander G. Hi there. Hello, sir. Space people, do you get the second rumor? The second rumor was ignored because the forest track already had one. And did Horatio get a +1 for being mounted? Yeah, he had +1, but it was a mob. So it was a 5 to a 6, and then it became equal to. So yeah, that was all accounted for, sir. I appreciate you looking out though, for sure, because oh boy, am I in trouble. So, man. Yeah, highway track. This goes up. Infection level does not increase. It's going to be Zed's advantage. It becomes equal to, because it's a 4 to a 3 because of the mounting. I have a reroll if I want it. I do not want it. I rolled a 9. So 2 damage to this clown. They back up. 1 damage to Horatius. Can he finally have a tough roll that works? He does. Look at that. You just have to ask nicely. All right, forest track. Forest track is a problem. Oh, it's activating twice. Activating twice. All right, this comes in. It's a 4 to a 4. So it's equal to, infection level comes up. It's going to be human advantage because of the terrain shift. I am defending with the security forces. I rolled a 7, so that should be a success. Correct. 2 damage to this dude, 1 damage to the security forces. So he does not flip, which is important. And then this dude comes in. Activating the forest track again, going to defend the security forces again, which is probably a mistake. They come in. I'm going to throw something at them. Throw something, a gunfire attack of a 2. with this event card. I would like to roll at least an 8. I rolled a 9, so that's nice. There's 1 damage that allows me to flip this dude and hopefully make the math a lot better. Oh, a ton better. Hey, look at that. Throwing something at them actually works sometimes. And now we're doing hand-to-hand combat. This comes up. Did I do that already? No, I didn't. It was a 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 6 to a 4. Becomes human advantage because it becomes an equal to because of the terrain shift. Otherwise, it would have been a Zed's advantage. I rolled a 7, another decent roll. Look at me rolling not awfully. So 2 damage and 2 damage to security forces, so they will flip and have 1 health left. Oh boy, 3 actions from the event. Rolling for the checkmates, I rolled a 1, so we do not get the checkmates action. Alrighty then. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, at some point I just need to start gambling. Was this turn or last turn? I don't remember. I made a fate draw. I don't remember. Forest track. I think it was this turn. Yeah, because I placed that unit there this turn for the infection. Yeah, I got this last turn. All right, so can't move in town center this turn. Wish I could make a better gunfire attack. I only have 2 bullets left though. Horatius on his weak side is not the most inspiring. I could go for that rumor. But the problem is I can't move through town center. Awesome. Oh, he's got tough rolls. All right, let's do it. Thoroughbred, gonna move in here. It's a 4 to a 3, so it is Zed's advantage, but I do have 2 rolls of this and tough rolls. I rolled a 7. Nope, let's do it again. An 11. Oh, that was a good time for that for sure. So 2 damage. So this dude flips and has 1 health left. That's going to be 1 damage to Horatius. Potentially going to kill him, but we have our tough roll. No, failed. Saving roll? Yes. Infection level up. Horatius goes here with an EKG marker. I'm going to do a... Oh, did I spend an action for that? No, I did Thoroughbred, yeah. So I'm going to do this. This goes down. We're going to heal Horatius once. We'll get him back to full strength next turn. Our Thoroughbred is now going to be able to get that rumor next turn. I don't think there's any reason why the horse can't do the rumor. When a hero, rogue, civilians unit, or special civilians unit occupies a space with a face-down rumor chit, spend 1 action to reveal the rumor, or reveal the rumor at the beginning of the next action phase for free. No action cost before anything else. And run, flicker, run. It's a 2 to a 2. I might just have him combat, man. I'm like, just at that point. It's just absolute desperation right now. Or I could just take the rumor. I could just take the rumor. I got a saving roll, though. That was exciting. I'm very much worried about a brains event, which could mean big doom over here. Big doom. Yeah, let me see what I'm doing with this rumor. Spending the action, I'm getting the rumor shit. It is the Federal Gun Registry. Awesome. The Federal Gun Registry, placed in town center at every town or village space, forwards results of a 1 or a 2, provide 1 ammo. Oh, that is not great. At every town or village space. Oh. Um, yeah, it's not the worst, I guess. Do I even have anyone at a village? I don't, do I? No, I really don't. Oh, that's crazy. And I have no one in the town space either. That's hard to do. Well, that was not the rumor of dreams either. Yikes. What is happening? My checkmates are actually all of a sudden pretty powerful. I just can't move through town center right now, which is super special. Run, flicker, run applies, so I can get out of there, so I don't need to move General Lee. Do you think I need to heal up my special forces? I'm going to spend an action to move them back. They can move into the hospital next turn. And I will forage with pickles. Yeah, that's a bad. So basically 1/3 of the time I'm gonna get a yeah, I guess I get more ammo. I mean, no one's using ammo except for this dude. I want to heal anyway. Maybe I put him over in the tunnel track. But again, I have the leader, the stenchy leader over there, who's slowly creeping his way toward town center. All right, I'm going to do a forage action with the special forces that are there. I rolled a 5 of 5 in the town or town center. I have to take 1 supply. All right, fine. If I rolled a 1 or a 2, I got an ammo. A 5, a 4, 4 or 5, I have to take a supply. A 6, I can take an ammo or a supply in a town or a town center space. End of the turn, this goes away. This goes away. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will flip this. I will flip this. And we're off. So, Yvette, checking the chat. But you should get another. Nah, yeah, Andrew. It was a 6 to a 5. With the +1, and then it shifted to equal to. It was totally right. I'm almost positive about it. Oh, and Horatius himself does not get a +1 shift. He's not. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not like Schmidt. He doesn't get a shift at all. Space Equal, I think. Mike James, I always put this story. What are the recent sales? Maybe the next one. Got to go, but I'll try and check it out later. Awesome. Thank you for swinging by and for this. I'm thankful for this awesome challenge. I'm not so thankful about how it's going, to be honest. But yeah, Mike, dude, I love this game, man. Like it's the narrative is just super fun. Like, if you're into any like narrative driven games, it has a lot of war game mechanics. Again, Herman Lutman was a war game designer, is a war game designer, and it basically has just done a lot to kind of do some really fun like tower defense zombie stuff. He's got 2 more games like in line coming up. Really interesting dude. But yeah, this game is just it's pretty awesome, especially with all the bells and whistles and the expansions. All right, we have our first special event of the day. And things are going super bad before we get our first one, so that's not a good sign. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. For our 2, we're activating all tracks. We're activating all tracks. I'm going to do 1-4R to go here. And then the other 4R would just flip this over. Infection, no. Eat, I have to roll. I need higher than a 4. I rolled a 6. That's a good roll for once. And then Zeds. If this phase, place a new Zeds unit on the start track of every space. Apply the stacking limit if necessary. So we get another Zeds mob in the suburbs track. Suburbs track is a huge mess. We're going to get another one on the forest track. Getting that rumored shit is probably never happening. We get one on the mountain track. We now have a Zeds mob in the highway track and another dude in the tunnel track. Remove all hit markers from all Zeds units. We have a hit marker there, hit marker there, hit marker there. Oh, that's super awful. So that Zeds mob just got 3 more health. I think all the hit markers are removed. And Zeds pressure event, which we're not doing. Activating this track, they come in. This goes up. It's Zeds times 3. Becomes Zeds advantage because of the barricade. A big roll, please. I rolled a 6. Not going to cut it. So 1 damage. 2 damage to this unit. This unit's just dead. Agee's going to fall back. And now they are here. The barricade. If they move out of that space, that barricade gets destroyed. This Zeds mob comes here. This Zeds mob comes here. These guys are entering Pickles a spot, rolling a die. It's not a 1. Pickles can coexist with them. They're just going to chill and be friends, and he will hopefully block them up for the rest of the game. We get a chaos marker on the farm space. No longer is now Zed's controlled, which means Pickles will only be able to roll 1 die instead of 2 if he does any more foraging. This thing comes up. We go over here, mob up. This goes up, and highway track, this goes up. Flicka is going to retreat because of the 1 Flicka run ability. No point in going against a Zeds mob of a 7. And then finally, the tunnel track. Stinky leader boy goes there. We do a catacombs roll for the number 6 strength guy. It's a 3, so he moves normally up and up. 1 event action. I could have gone there and gotten 2 actions, but hopefully I'll roll at least a 2 or higher. I did, so we got half of that back with the checkmates. I just wanted to have him closer for those refugees when they finally start to head toward home. But I mean, I never got the Rangers. I mean, even sometimes the Raiders can be really helpful at times to really control a track. I mean, I haven't got any extra units. This is not the game where that's going to be a successful recipe at all. That tunnel track is looking super special. All right, I'm going to do this action, heal up Horatius. We lose 1 infection. Yeah, I have no way to regain this barricade. I think it's just going to be toasty but ghosty. I'm going to do another action to move this dude here. I want a little bit of a buffer because there's going to be some brains events, and I'm going to need a little bit of a buffer because I just don't want utter disaster. I'm going to spend another action to do a heal. That reduces that. I'm going to do Mother of Invention +3 and then use that action to get Agee the heck out of there. And she'll go into the hospital. She needs to heal herself. I could have put her in the hospital office to get a -2 at the heal, but I just don't think it made enough sense. Again, especially since we're controlling outbreaks enough. We haven't had a Super Zeds enter the board yet, which is nice. That is bound to happen at some point with the special events that are still on the deck, but I will take this as a small win for now. So we are a third of the way through chapter 2. Can I please get another hero? No, I cannot. Not good. Raiders, Rangers, refugees, and rescuers. We're activating the highway track. I'm just going to lose the 4R. There's really nothing I want to do with it. So that is the thing. I can try to move the train back and forth, but I really want that train to be right there for the terrain shift, which is fine. Unless I concede. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Do I bring them home? Because let me do that. They're going to bring this unit home. That's going to flip. And we're just going to concede the lucky strike mine. Because I just can't hold it against the mob. For sure, we'll get them in there. We can start doing some healing and stuff like that. Infection level, I need to roll higher than a 6. I rolled a 12. Eat, I lose 1 supply. Zeds are activating on the highway track. Sure, this comes in, this goes up. It's going to be Zed times 3. We have a terrain shift, so it's a Zeds times 2. I rolled a 6. I'm defending with the civilians, if that wasn't clear, and they're not stacked with flickas. They don't get the +1. The 6 is 3 damage to them, so they flip 1 damage. Flicka moves. The villagers are now refugees, and that's fine. That mob stays there, gets a chaos marker. We only have 3 chaos markers left, but you know, we were doomed to get a chaos marker there. At some point, event phase, we get 2 event actions. I'm going to make the checkmates roll. I rolled a 1. We do not get that, so I'm rolling pretty dubiously there as well. By the way, I would have done the thoroughbred. I should have brought Flicka back in, or generally back in last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Get him back there. That would have made a lot more sense. So a little revisionist history. I just didn't use the thoroughbred action last turn like I meant to. It didn't change that. I wasn't defending with generally anyway. So I don't get the checkmates action. At the end of this phase, if a player is in university space, turn over the next card on the research deck. That's not going to matter, but I'll put the goodies thing here anyway, but there's no way I'm getting to that university. And now I have 3 actions. I'm going to do a heal action to fully heal Agee. I'm going to do a heal action to get to the strong side of this dude. I'm doing this player action to move this unit into the hospital. I'm doing this. This goes up +3 to get an extra action. Reduce 1 to do our first heal action there. Doing a lot of heals. Where can I move the thoroughbred? That's going to need to get on top of there. 7 to a 5 with a reroll. Great. I'll do thoroughbred. We'll bring Horatius back over here and try to see if we can't save these refugees. Now, it looks like a lot of units there. Again, the trains are stack free. The refugees are stack free. Generally, and Horatius count as 1 for the purpose of stacking, and then the civilians count as another 1. So that's looking decently okay. Obviously, no one in the university space. This goes away. This flips, and this flips. I would like to be rolling better with the checkmates, but you know, Mother of Invention is proving useful in a pinch. So we have done 5 regular events, 1 special event. We have 3 special events left and 6 regular events left. So event card, it takes a village. Of course it does. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. At the beginning of this phase, replace 1 Villagers, Refugees, or Civilians unit on any track with a new regular Zeds unit. Wow. Well, I really only have 1 choice, and it's not a good one. Replace 1 Villagers, Refugees, or Civilians unit on any track with a new regular Zed unit. So I'm replacing these guys. Oh. 1 Villagers, Refugees. Replace unit in the hospital and reduce strain style with the EKG marker. Great. I'll get rid of the refugees. That's fine. I want them in the hospital anyway. I have the 4R though. I just don't want to combat with Horatius this quick. Could be bad. If I pull like a 9, it's going to be rough. But I have the 2 4R activations. Yeah, this unit's pretty garbage. Is it a 2? Yeah, I don't really care about them. Yeah, I'll move the refugee unit out. They're gonna have an EKG marker, and then we have to replace the refugees unit with a Zeds unit. So that's gonna lead to immediate combat in that space. It's a 6. Infection doesn't go up because of the horse and Horatius. So it is Zed's advantage because it's a 6 to a 5. 1 shift because of the train that's there. Remember, I have a reroll, so we're rolling it equal to. I rolled a 5. That's not good. Guerrilla Tactics rerolling it as a 7, which is not great, but it's better. So 2 damage. They're going to retreat. There's a Zeds mob there. Stacking limit applies. They have to go back 1 more spot, and now I can try to cancel these 2 damage with my tough rolls. I cancel the first, and I do cancel my second. Look at that. Tough rolls actually work sometimes, kids. Great. So, infection phase, I have to roll. I need higher than a 7. I rolled a 4. Automatically sets to a 2. Fate draw, we get a regular Zeds where, a regular Zeds in the suburbs, and it's another play this card. Designate each chaos space in turn and draw a new Zeds unit, comparing its strength to that space. I don't mind this one. I just find it mechanically clunky, especially late game, and there's so many chaos spaces. So I will do this one at a time. I mean, I'm tempted to cancel it, but I just because I have this like cooler heads prevailed, but it's not worth it. So this is a chaos base. I'm basically I need to pull if it's a 2 or a 1, it stays. Otherwise, it gets returned to the cup. So again, if the strength is less than the space number, it stays. If it's equal to or greater than, it returns to the cup. So it's I pulled the 1 frickin' Zeds that would actually stay there. So it's a 2, it stays. I'm comparing against a 4 now. It's a 5, it goes back to the cup. I'm comparing against a 5 now. That was insane. I can't believe I pulled the 2 there. I mean, I can. It's a 3, it stays. Stacking limit goes back to start space. All right, chaos marker on the forest track. If it's a 3, it's 2 or stays. Nope, it goes back to the cup. I'm comparing against a 4 now. It's a 6, it goes back to the cup. Comparing against the 5 over here. It's a 5, goes back to the cup. Chaos space here, comparing against the 5. It's a 4, it stays, makes another mob here. Comparing against the 4 here. It's a 5, goes back to the cup. Comparing it's a 7 here. It's a 7, goes back to the cup. That's done. And already, I'm trying to remember if I pulled. I'm pretty sure someone can remind me if I think because I was supposed to put 1 there because we had the outbreak, and then I did that. I'm pretty sure I put 1 there before I pulled the rest, but there might need to be 1 more Zeds on the suburb track, but someone can let me know if that's the case. All right, so I did that. All that's done. I did the infection. I eat 1 down to 6 supplies. I have to activate the tracks in order. So activating the tunnel track, rolling for a catacombs roll. That's there. I rolled a 5. They remain. These guys join in the catacombs, doing catacombs roll for this dude. It's a 5. He remains. This guy goes up there. We're activating on the mountain track. These go there. We get another chaos marker. So only 2 left in our supply. When you have to place 1 and you don't have 1, you lose, and that sucker goes up there. Action phase, 2 actions. I'm rolling a die. Oh, the rest of the 4R phase. Yeah, I don't think I would have done anything. I still had... Yeah, I could have moved this dude here and flipped it. That's fine. It gets some extra defense for the checkmates. So they're going to be my superhero unit. So 2 event action. I'm doing the, speaking of the checkmates, doing their roll. I rolled a 6. We do get their action for sure. All right, we're going to do the player action to heal the refugees. That reduces 1. They go to town center. It increases 1 because they immediately go to the refugee camp. So it's a net 0 when you spend an action to heal them. I am now going to do a fate draw. It's highway. It's another play this card thing, which is absolutely tilting. But I'm putting another rumor on the highway. The strongest Zeds mob is on space 6. So this is going to go here, face down. And now I have to roll the die. I rolled a 4. We add another early research card to the research deck. That goes away. I have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bad cards. And I've only gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good ones. And the good ones have not really been that good. So my checkmates now are a 5-5 though, so that's super cool. And we have some possibilities they might be able to hold down the rest of that track for the rest of the game in theory. Right, we have a rumor here, we have a rumor here. They're both going to be hard to get to. Now, if I get a hero that can come at the start space, that's where those things become a lot more gettable. So I like having them on the board, but I will have no more opportunities for rumors. So those are my last 2 chances for rumors. Remember, one of my refugees units died, and then I had another rumor that was ignored because there was already a rumor on that track. All right, what's going on? B Prad says it's on sale at Tabletop Tycoon now. Never is my jam, but I do like war games. Tony Montone, the expansions really shine in this game. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. It took me, I said before, it took me a little bit to get my head wrapped around the Rumors and Rails expansion, but I really do love it. Now, I don't love the fact that I haven't gotten an extra hero all game. But I digress. It's good. This too shall pass. All right. What the heck am I doing? Man. I'm tempted to put a barricade there. But obviously don't have a unit in place to make that happen. I'm going to do this, down, flip, there. Yeah, but I think I just try to get these units back to full strength. I can do this, down, heal, kick him out for free. And I just put him in the one spot and just hope for an absolute miracle. Wow. I can forage, try to get some more ammo. Sure, I'll do a forage action. Remember, try to take advantage of this gun registry. I rolled a 2. Pays off. I get myself 1 ammo. That's the round. This goes away. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th event. I have 3 special events. I have 5 regular events. This is going to start getting super ugly. And we have a zombie tsunami. So it's a regular event, but it's pretty garbage. So raiders, rangers, refugees, and rescuers. Whatever. Nothing can move. Refugees are good. It just is what it is. And now we go to the rest of it. Infection phase, I'm at a 0. It doesn't matter. Eat 1. I go from 6 supplies down to 5. At the beginning of this phase, place a new Zeds on the start space of every track is what I'm trying to say. So we get a 6 there. I'm like running out of regular units. We get a 5 here. We get a 5 here. I mean, this is gross. Really bad. We get a 6 here, and tunnel track gets a 6. This can ready. Alright, activating every track. So this comes in. That's another chaos marker. So problems in the suburbs. This barricade was destroyed. This goes here. This comes in. This goes up. Again, there's a chance there might be one more unit there. What I really need is like the things that can cancel all movement on a track. But again, my fake card draws have not been very good. All right, this mob is trying to leave where Pickles is. Noisy Bark. Noisy Bark fails because Noisy Bark always fails. It's just, without a doubt, Noisy Bark will never work for me. This goes there. This goes there. This is why I got like a lot of people like, why do you hate Pickles so much? Because he's terrible. He's just, he's just the worst unit in the game. That goes there. This goes there. And then finally, we're going to have a little bit of a combat. So these guys come up. It's a 7 to a 4. 4 becomes a 5 because of General Lee. So it is a 7 to a 5. That's Zed's advantage. And then the train makes it an equal to. I have a reroll. If I need it, I rolled a 9. That's excellent. So 2 damage. Back these guys up. And 1 damage to Horatius, rolling for a tough roll. I do not cancel it. Horatius gets 1 damage. Now remember, he takes 2 damage before he flips, so that's not awful. It's just not great. So these guys are now stack limited, so they can't move anymore. We're going to do a Catacombs roll here for the strongest unit, moves normally. So that's the last chaos marker now on the board. Definitely need to restart restoring some order. We're going to do a Catacombs roll for 6. Even though he can't move forward, he might get lost. He does not get lost. The Catacombs roll for the guy in 5. He gets stuck. This guy comes up. This guy comes up. 3 event actions. I'm going to roll for the checkmates. I got a 4, so another action there. And I don't even know where I could possibly restore order, which is a problem. But I'm going to try to do some picklesy stuff. So I'm going to move into here. Can I coexist there? I can. So they're just going to chill. Hopefully his noisy bark, starts to get noisier and barkier. We got some problems. I'm going to take this to a heal. Get him back to full strength. I'm going to do an action to get him here. What's the next place that's super threatened? Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have to get the checkmates in position there. They're too strong. They're too strong. Stay the 5. The 5 to 8 makes sense. It's going to help. So I'm going to do 2 actions to get the checkmates. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 with that barricade. And then I'm going to do Mother of Invention. Now I'll just take 2 because I could have done this in a different order. Because again, I wasted that heal, which would have reduced infection. The infection was at a 0. I'm going to move this guy over here. That's my best possible defense. It ain't great, but it's going to have to play. Oh, Campground is game over. Woof. He has to go there. Oh, that's super bad. Yeah, Campground is game over. It's a namespace. I don't love it, but I think it's going to have to do. All right. So we are at our max thing. Remember, he had 3 movements, so I could have moved him. Instead of moving him 2, I moved him 3. Because, again, we needed to do some things. So that is 7 regular events. We still have 3 brains cards in there, which is going to be awful. I don't think we're getting out of chapter 2. All right, especially... Oh... I just... That's... Working a double shift. So Raiders, I'm going to move this dude there to get an extra terrain shift. So... Oh, wait. Yeah, he's still outbound. No. He is inbound. He's moving toward home. I never should have moved him there. But I did. That's really bad. Yeah, I messed that up. 10 to a 4. That's not looking good. Yeah, I need a 10 or a higher to win or game over. That is not looking good. If I really thought this through, I could have moved the checkmates there. Just smarter. I would add this, so that would, instead of having 2 actions there, they move 1, and I could use an action to move them to have them back there, and then they can now go outbound and be there. So if you think of my 3 actions last turn, I moved. Instead, I moved the train, and then the train went back with the 4 activation. That's the best math for me. It's not great, but it's literally the best I could do. So it would have made no sense to defend against that with a 4. I thought, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking like, oh, I'll move the train up to get the terrain shift. But again, the train was inbound, and he can't start heading outbound again until it gets to town center. So would have been a nothing burger the way I did it. All right, infection. I need to roll higher than a 2. I magically pulled that off. Eat. I go from 5 down to 4. We go to Zed's turn. Zeds are activating on the mountain track. So it comes in. It's a 10. This goes up. It is a 10 to a 5. So that is Zeds times 2. The campground shift makes it Zed's advantage, and the train shift makes it equal to, I need a 7 or higher. I rolled a 6, and I didn't roll a 1, so I can't even negate it. That, my friends, is the game. Yeah. 6. I'm a 5 times 2. If I rolled a 1, I could have negated it and re-rolled both dice, but unfortunately I did not, so that comes in. I had to place a chaos marker at a campground. I cannot. And just like if they move through the train, the train gets destroyed, just like a barricade. So that was a painful game. Yeah, if you don't get extra heroes, extra heroic civilians, these fate cards are just that ratio of bad to good is, it just, you can't make that work, man. I mean, Sir Wipes a lot would have been good. Killdozer would have given me some chance. Civilian leader, here you go. Get a new hero. I think it's a 50-50 split. I mean, there's so many cards. Like, obviously the ratios are, it wasn't like horribly unlucky. Again, another new hero. City Planners fight back. Mesmerized says, I think they fell for it. I mean, again, I would have even taken a Raider. I mean, you put me a Raider on the board, Raiders can start wiping out some Zeds coming from behind. But, like, I mean, literally, there are so few regular Zeds left in this bag. I had 7 left. So I got 28 Zeds on the board. There just wasn't enough that went my way early. I mean, Noelle took a lot of my resources trying to kill her twice. That rumor token is not going to be exactly what I need. I mean, one of the rumor tokens gives you a hero of your choice to give you an idea. Like, one of them allows you to take any early research card not in the game and just put it on top of the deck. Yeah, there just wasn't enough that went my way. I mean, I like the checkmates enough. I almost wonder. I mean, Savior, I don't know. VFW local. You get that 1 gunfire attack a turn. It doesn't cost ammo. That could be interesting. Farmerdale Furies. Again, you're fighting at a 6. If I'm fighting at a 6, I actually win that fight. I push them back. Obviously, I got the extra actions for the checkmates, but I think I missed that roll half the time anyway. So it wasn't like I was really killing that. The Riot Squad. I mean, not the Riot Squad. Yeah, the auxiliaries. You can push things back just by doing the fire hose action. I don't know. That was disappointing to say the least, man. Not a good showing. So that's like 2 in a row that were just kind of garbage showings. But different challenges. The All Star, that should have been closer. I mean, it just, again, just some things went poorly early, and I don't know, even though they're my four favorite, I don't know how they work well together, which is the problem. Um, I think if you get like a bouncing Betty or an Alyssa, like again, they're high variance, but like if I could have gotten one of those and gotten a high variance character in the game to potentially, wreck shop on one of the tracks, that could have been really helpful. Um, even big wheels. Again, supplies were my issue. I spent so many actions though with pickles, like I couldn't do attacks and stuff. So I'm just like, all right, let me make sure I keep my supplies up. And the barricades helped kind of pull off the put off the inevitable, but yeah, this game did not start well enough to really give me much of a chance. Um, do do do. The camp is vulnerable. If mountain activates, it's over. Hey, cool. Yeah, people. I did not see that, but I did not see that comment until now. But yeah, cool. Yeah, good call. I noticed that a little bit too late. My James, when you play like me instead of you, that's what happens. I do not recommend. When you play like me instead of you, that's what happens. I don't know what that's a direct comment to. It was always impossible this combos of heroes. Jonathan Kuski, rough one, needed another hero unit, or for sure. Definitely enough a tough challenge. No, it's cool. I think especially, if you're gonna have a chance, I think it will be on epic mode because you have those 6 turns before you get to event 2, where before you get to chapter 2, where you have a chance for some things to work out. You get to see some fate cards. You could potentially get another hero or two in that time, and kind of get yourself set up. If I have another hero or two that I feel like I can rely on to build barricades and stuff, I can just plant a G there. Start trying to get that super weapon out. Those Zed streets, even that one damage every time you defend can really make a big difference. The brass knuckles, giving if I get the brass knuckles, I'm like, all of a sudden, hey, maybe Horatius can now start doing some things. He comes in, he's a 4, he's on top of General Lee, now he's a 5, plus he gets one terrain shift. But I just wasn't really able to clear out any of these tracks. What this rumor was, the DARPA battle suit. The Dapper Battlesuit. This shit inflicts 2 hits at all hand-to-hand combat. Wow. This unit carrying this shit inflicts 2 hits at all hand-to-hand combat, and it's also tough. That could have been very strong. Yeah. And the nice thing about the attachments, when it goes on a hero, if you're ever in the same space as another hero, they can freely exchange it without even costing an action. So if I get this on Horatius, like that, just make him an absolute wrecking ball. That could have been pretty strong. But I guess Horatius was already tough. So like, again, I would have wanted another hero to put this on. But I could have put this on, again, it's on a unit, right? So I could have put this on those heroic, the special civilians, and just had them ride with it. The other rumor that was on the board is over here, is the Zed Siren. The unit carrying this can spend an action and roll 2 dice to attempt to push one Zed's unit from an adjacent space. If that unit's strength is less than or equal to the 2 dice result. So it's basically this similar to the water hose, except you're making a loud noise to kind of push them back. So those are good. Those would have been a lot better. Like that is like, oh, it. That's not what I needed. I needed something. I needed game breaking things like this. I needed the new unit. I needed, um, you know, uh, Martuse's journal is interesting when you get that. If there's a super Zeds in play, it allows you to remove it. I mean, that was the good thing about the strategy, was like I never had to deal with super Zeds, because I mean the Word Zeds are awful. Iron Zeds, I would not have had a chance to deal with. The Zed Hemus would have been really tough. Like there would have been some really really bad issues with the super Zeds. So like I was just like, all right, let me not get super Zeds on the board. And that's where that research card became so huge. But yeah, the rest of it was just kind of like just not enough things going my way. I think there is a way to, I mean, you get the Rangers out early. I think those could be strong. I think there is a way to kind of pull this off. This was not the way. This was not meant to be. There's a Brains card. There's a Doctor is in card. Toxic Zeds because Lord knows we don't have those. There's the other Brains card. Highway Night Assault, Flaming Zeds. And then that would have been the end of Chapter 2. Yeah, so that's all the Chapter 2 stuff. And then Chapter 3, Breach from Below. I mean, would I have ever gotten a new hero? I don't think so, dude. This is nuts. Oh, wow. There would have been 3 of the 4. Wow, all 4 of the special events would have been in the first 6 cards of Chapter 3. Smart Zeds. I mean, a hero arrives. There we go. In turn 15 plus 6, that's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. On turn 30, we would have gotten ourselves a new hero, kids. Isn't that special? That would have been great. Soldiers of Fortune. I love that card. These are rough, man. This is then the National Guard. I do like how in solo mode in Epic, how the National Guard card like is a clear delineation between Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. I just think that's thematically like on point. Um, it's funny. And the finale, you want a piece of me? I mean, I wanted a piece of you, and then you know, I got my butt kicked. So, a nice little butt kicking to end the week. Yesterday was super cool. If you've not seen my Spirit Island playthrough, if you are a Spirit Island fan, I think there's a lot there for you. Yes, I probably won, considering I'm so excited about it. Maybe, spoiler alert. But yeah, it was really cool. Some seeing immense lightning and shifting memory kind of work together. Some nice synergies. Obviously, with shifting memory, it's all about, you get a really strong power card early. You get a really strong major early, and you find a way to use it to advantage. It can really have a huge difference on how that game plays out, and that was absolutely the case yesterday. So next week, I'm doing some things. What am I doing next week? I don't even know. Next week on the schedule, I have. Nope, that's not the one I want. Next week, my tentative plan is to play. I have a Maid's Night, Too Many Bones, and I think I'm going to get Horizon Zero Dawn on the channel one more time before I call that game quits for the channel. I'm playing with a variant where you just kind of don't do anything except the boss battle, because I think that's where the game is best. I think it's really good actually with the boss battle. I think it's garbage before then, and that's just my expert opinion. It's my official opinion. It's garbage, but the boss battle is fun. So I want to get that on the channel one more time, get the other expansion they gave me from Steam Forged, and then just kind of wrap that up as far as the channel is concerned, unless they have like a big, if they kind of do what they did with Dark Souls and revamp it to make it better, then I would kind of consider it. Speaking of Dark Souls, I am still awaiting one of the new core sets so I can apply the new rules. I do want to get that on the channel soon, but I'm hoping to get back to Uprising before the end of the year for sure. Obviously, Spirit Island and Maid's Night, keep flipping back and forth with them. Arkham Second Edition, block by block. So a lot of cool things that I want to get on the channel between now and the end of the year. If you want to see what's coming up, a rough idea, again, Patreon page, link down below. There's a public post I put up at the beginning of every month that has a list of the games that you'd expect to be featured in the near future. What is going on? B Prad. G was really useless this game. Xena would have been better. Yeah. I mean, just the way it played out. Like, if I don't pull this half turning, because I just saw an opportunity there that I still think was the right call strategically, considering just how ridiculously hard this challenge would have been. I mean, I think we would have seen her be a little more useful. I mean, but obviously I added so many. I think I added, dear God, I added 3 early research cards. So the next research card, +1 to your saving rolls could have been helpful. -2 infection. No special event. Heal to 2 civilians by 1 each, and then +2 thing, and then we would have gotten super weapons. I mean, there is a chance I would have gone that route had I not Like, oh, great, let me, because this, I mean, make no mistake, I mean, this card single-handedly prevented me from ever having a Super Zeds, so there is that, and I needed without Agee, I would needed a 5 or a 6 to do that role. With her, I was able to do a 4, 5, or 6, so that was nice. Eric Bergman, hey Greg, just checking in, say hi. Nemesis Lockdown has arrived. Tomorrow's Rulebook Day. Yay! Looking forward to getting it to the table soon. Cool. Yeah, I did. I don't think I'm getting Lockdown ever at this point, but I did just acquire a copy, or I'm doing a trade at PAX Unplugged for a copy of the original Nemesis, which, from what I understand, is like they're very, very similar. One's on a space station, one is on a ship. Nemesis Lockdown is a little bit more complicated. So there's like goes back and forth, like which one would you prefer? So I'm excited to get the base game. I got a Sundrop version, and definitely get that on the channel. So I had a good opportunity to pick that up in a trade. There was an offer I could not refuse. So excited to, or was a was that even a trade? I don't think it was a trade. I think I just bought that. It was a price I couldn't refuse. Let me put it that way. So excited to feature that probably sometime next year. Again, my friend was supposed to get the whole thing and screwed up his pledge manager and did not get any of it. So I figure I'm just gonna get it myself. So yeah, excited to see what that's all about for sure. The only thing I've been learning, I just learned block by block. I really like that game. Australia is next on my list of things that I want to learn for real. So, but I hope everyone had a good time with this. Could have been a long day. It was a relatively short one, considering we didn't even make it out of chapter 2. But I I wouldn't not recommend this challenge. I still think it was one of the. It was very creative. It was very clever. These are the kind of reasons I like the patron challenges. Not only they give me content ideas, whatever, but like honestly, I have tons of those. They just make me they make me try combinations I would have never done this, right? Like I just do so much randomization, so it's like, hey, dude, this is going to be really hard, but see what you can pull it off. And I think it was cool. I think it's a cool idea. Um, there could definitely be tweaks to it. If you want to stack the deck and make sure you get a hero early, I think it could make a very, very interesting game. There is I mean, it's like, I mean, a G is central to the idea, like the story and the narrative. So as much as like Xeno could have been better for sure, take another human other than a G. I think this was fun. Like I like the flavor of it a whole lot. So I appreciate Andrew for suggesting it, and I look forward to more interesting patron challenges in the future. Eric Bergman said, "Looking forward to seeing Nemesis on the channel." Yeah, me too. Me too. For sure. Yeah, it's I think that's the only thing I still, well, Arkham second edition, but I might try to hook up with Jester and maybe we'll do that. He's got that game. Learning that game is proving more more of a heavy lift than I anticipated. And then Battlecrest, I just got a review copy of Battlecrest from Button Shy. So I'm excited to, it's a quick little 2-player skirmish game that has a solo mode that is like, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it's for what it is and the price point, like it's like one of those games. It's like it's kind of cool. Like it's 18 cards, like that's their thing. And then the expansion has 18 cards. So with 36 cards, they've created a rather intricate, like, little gaming system that I think is mechanically pretty sound and pretty fun. So that is it. No more blabbering from me. Question, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I will see everyone next week. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.